What is up, guys? In today's video we have a brand new Fortnite update, and this update is actually a Dragon Ball collab once again. Surprisingly, this came out of nowhere, but we do have more Dragon Ball skins in game and more Dragon Ball items. If you guys do find this video helpful and informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, comment down below what you think of this update, and if you guys want to watch me live, if you're watching this video as it's uploaded or shortly after it's uploaded, I'm probably live on Twitch right now. There will be a link down in the description below where you can watch me, and I stream pretty much every day. So for starters, we got Gohan and Piccolo as skins added to the game, and then they both have like their own, set of customizations and emotes. Like Gohan can go Super Saiyan, and then Piccolo can get his cloak on or whatever. And then we also got the Nimbus Cloud and the Kamehameha back in the game. So like how it was last chapter when these items were in the game, there will be the capsule that lands on the map. You go and open it, you get the Nimbus Cloud or the Kamehameha. If you guys didn't play last chapter during the Dragon Ball collab, the Kamehameha was basically identical to the Deku Smash, which is still in the game. We'll get to that later. But the Kamehameha worked very similar to the Deku Smash. You use it, you go into the animation, you're kind of stuck in the sky, and then if you get it off before the person kills you, then you do a lot of damage. The Nimbus Cloud is a mobility item, which basically, when you have it in your inventory, you just tap the use button, and then you fly up into the sky, and then you can either fly around and land, or you can use you could choose to like detach from it essentially by hitting your shoot button again, and then you will fall down from the sky and avoid fall damage. The Nimbus Cloud is really good at countering the Kamehameha and the Deku Smash. Basically, if you hear somebody charging one of these items up, swap to your cloud, use it, and it's like they can't kill you anymore because they can't just look straight up with those items. The hammer, the shockwave bow are also great for avoiding the Kamehameha or the Deku Smash. I'm not really sure if I'm going to use the Nimbus Cloud because the shockwave hammer exists, but if you're in a situation where you just can't find a hammer or you can't get the shockwave bow augment, finding one of these capsules on the map will be guaranteed mobility, so that's nice. And like I said already, the Deku Smash is in the game at the same time as the Kamehameha, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be upset about this. I've seen a lot of people complaining about it online already. But I really don't get the big deal, to be honest. They're basically the same item. So if you have one, you basically have the other anyways. They're used exactly the same way. They function exactly the same way. Playing against it works exactly the same way. Like they both have the same exact counter of just use mobility and then they can't kill you with it. So yeah, I don't really see what the problem is of having both in the game at the same time. Maybe you could say it's a frequency thing, like maybe since they're both in the game at the same time, you'll be running into it more, but who knows if that's the case because they both come from special drops. The Deku Smash comes from All Might drops and the Dragon Ball stuff comes from the capsules. So let's say, for example, on a certain zone, they were going to spawn 4 Deku crates, but now they spawn 2 All Might crates and 2 capsules. It's just really not that big of a deal, I don't think, having them both in the game. I don't think either of them are that good, and they're both very easily countable from mobility. The Guardian Shield now blocks the Deku Smash. They updated this in today's update. Previously, it didn't, and now it does. And I would assume the Guardian Shield also blocks the Kamehameha since they added it in the same update where they made the shield block the Deku Smash. It'd be weird if the shield blocked one and not the other. But like I said, I think the counter to these items is just mobility. If you have a shockwave hammer, if you have a shockwave bow, if you have a Nimbus Cloud, just use it, and then they're not going to be able to hit you with it. Even just sprinting diagonally or sideways can often let you get away from these items. So it's surprising to me how much people struggle with the Deku Smash and the Kamehameha. Maybe I'll make a video on it in the coming days, but we'll see. The weekly quests now don't expire after 1 week. So for the entirety of Chapter 4 up to this point, if you didn't complete the week 1 challenges in week 1, they just expired and then you couldn't do them anymore. But now they will persist throughout the entire chapter as it was before, which I guess is cool. I don't really do the challenges, but I did see a lot of people upset that the weekly challenges were weekly. The wind currents are disabled until the next major update. These are the wind tunnels that are in the snow biome. There is 5 new augments included in today's update. They sound pretty busted, some of them. The first is going to be Riftjector Seat. This makes it to where you automatically rift, like you pop a rift to go essentially on your character. You don't have to do it. It just happens on its own when your shield is broken. So if you're losing a fight, the rift will pop and then you'll just be out of there. It does say that there is a delay, so depending on how long that delay is, maybe this really won't be that great. But this definitely sounds like an augment that's going to be pretty annoying to deal with. The Shadow Striker is a new augment they also added, which will give you the Shadow Bomb grenades. I don't think this is going to be too great. I could see this being helpful in zero build competitive, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. And you get it from opening containers, similar to how Splash Medic is, where you get chug splashes from opening containers. Icy Slide is another augment they added. This gives you the icy effect for a short duration after you slide. Don't see myself using this personally. I'm not a fan of the ice effect. The Harvester augment makes it to where when you destroy foliage, you get the big bush bomb grenade or consumables. I think that this will be really good combined with the bush heal augment, because you basically have bushes whenever you need them, wherever you need them. You know, if you're in a fight with somebody and you're weak, but you're behind a tree, you could start pickaxing that tree. Maybe you get a big bush grenade, and then you can throw that down and you're 150 health again. This, I think, could be really good combined with the big, with the bush heal augment, or if somebody in your squad has bush heal and you have this, you guys can combine that to like free up some of your HP. And also in zones where there's no cover, just having the ability to create bushes when you want them will be pretty nice. I thought that big bush bomb grenade was like okay, but it wasn't really something I wanted to carry or play around that much. But with this augment, with bush heal, I think it could be quite good. And then the final augment is going to be mythic munition. This gives you a mythic tactical pistol. It's only 1 more damage than the gold version, and the fire rate doesn't change. So it's kind of like how the mythics were last chapter from the reality saplings, where they're good. It's nice to have them, but it's not incredibly broken like how the early chapter 2 mythics were, like the drum gun and the scar. If you guys went around then, the Sky Scar got increased damage, increased fire rate, and I think increased reload speed. Like it was just better in every way. Whereas like this extra 1 damage doesn't really change the gun that much. When you get damage and fire rate, your TTK gets much better. But it's just 1 damage. It'll be nice to have for sure. And, you know, if you get this off spawn or you get this somewhat early in the game where you haven't been able to find a nice pistol, that'll be good. But I don't really see myself rolling for this over and over again. I don't think it's as big of a game changer as some augments like Storm Mark, Forecast, Splash Medic. Speaking of Forecast, Forecast was nerfed in this update. So the way it worked before was when you got Forecast, you always saw the future zone, no matter what. But now when you get Forecast, it only lasts for 3 zones. So I think it's best if you get Forecast in your augment pool. Like let's say you have the ability to select it, but you're in first zone, I would wait until second zone to get it. Because if you get it in second zone, you'll see third, fourth, and fifth. And if I remember correctly, fifth is half and half. And that is going to be the point in the game where the game is probably going to end, or the game is probably going to be decided on that rotation. At least in zero build, some build games go like moving zone or 2. But even then, knowing where half and half is will be a significant advantage for you. Because even once you're in half and half, you see the next zone anyways because of how moving works. So with this nerf, basically just don't get Forecast in first zone. And maybe not in second zone if you can hold off on it. But just pay attention when you're like kind of close to getting this augment, how much time is left in the next zone. And if you're close to getting to the next zone anyways, you might as well hold off and get it. That way you can see an extra zone in advance. There was some bug fixes in today's update. You can now emote after winning. The party time augment, whatever bug was associated with that was fixed, and that augment should be back in rotation. And then sliding before you hammer dash should no longer cause fall damage, which is nice. And then also on their Trello board, they said they were going to fix a shotgun siphon augment in today's update, and they said they were going to fix a glider redeploy augment in today's update, but that wasn't mentioned in the patch notes. So I don't know if those augments are back in game yet, but their Trello board did indicate that those should have been fixed today. But that is going to be it for today's update. I hope you guys found it helpful and informative. Also, one note on those new augments, you cannot get them from re-rolling. So if you don't already have them, and like let's say a new augment pops, you pop and see your 2 augments. When you re-roll, you're not going to get any of the new ones. The only time you can get the new ones is when it's on your initial pop. So keep that in mind. Last time they added augments, I spent a ridiculous amount of gold re-rolling for the shotgun siphon augment when I couldn't even get it that way. But like I said, that is it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe. I'll be live on Twitch. Link in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.